Thank you very much for inviting me here. This is my third time speaking at Poland and second time at the Stormwater Poland workshop. Very excited to see how it has grown over a number of years. I would be sharing my views here from today from a different lens, where I represent International Water Association. Previously, I have been at Stormwater Poland, presenting my views about this subject from Center for Science and Environment, which is a global policy think tank, and also my experiences of over a decade working in India, and before that working in England, and working now with the global visions that how we want to see the cities in the world become water-wise. So this would be my broad context, and also my context would be to say that I'm not here a manufacturer of pipes, neither I am here, selling something digital. I'm not into that intense science of artificial intelligence, which can sense water. But I'm here to tell you that IWA as an institution, International Water Association as an institution, provides a platform where we bring together people from diverse background and also try to say that what works, where it works, when it works, and when it doesn't work. And we have evolved over a period of time, and we have also a strategic plan in the coming years. So with that background, I would present with you a brief about International Water Association. It is a global network of water professionals which tries to bridge the gap between research and practice. And it has been in existence for over 70 years of heritage. International Water Association brings together. We have 7,500 plus members all over the globe, and we have 140 countries which are represented. We recently have completed a very big congress which attracted around 8,000 people. In fact, we have 7,500 members. You can imagine that we really had a successful workshop, maybe because the energies were held due to COVID, and after 7 years, this workshop happened. We have 15 journals, which are high-impact journals, which are published by IWA, well-reputed journals. But also I wanted to say that we have 50 specialist groups on various aspects of water. And I'm repeating, 50 specialist groups, which clearly shows that we are working in silos. And I can also tell you that many works don't talk to each other. But there are regulators, there are utilities, and there are groups which are not even here. Like, for example, there is no group on social science in water. There's no group on economics and water. So there is only, I can say, is the water cycle is totally broken because of this kind of specializations, also too much specialization. If I'm allowed to say this thing, it is coming from the number of groups. And we have actually said that we don't want more number of groups, because we really find that the 80% of the water challenges are still unmet. The SDG goals are still unmet, and we have a long way to go. IWA 5-year coming plan is that we are at a crossroads. Cities are the global focal point, and we need to manage more people with less water and less reliable water resources with climate change and other new normal situations arriving. IWA steps up to nurture, catalyze, and deliver innovative solutions. So this is our gist of the strategic plan. And we are trying to evolve IWA as a more balanced and equitable global organization. And I should admit here that we have evolved principles of water-wise cities in 2016, which I would be talking about in my presentation in the further slides. But now we are realizing and we are trying to promote nature-based solutions, including rainwater harvesting and stormwater harvesting, as which should be amplified along with inclusive sanitation to reflect through all the IWA channels. So this is the key focus area and the vision of IWA that we want to promote. But before that, going into this, I would like to say that the basic challenge what IWA finds is that the access to basic water and sanitation and needs of vulnerable populations with increasing urbanization and SDG goals, which are going to be a big challenge to across the world. The climate change, floods and droughts will make this problem equally evident in the global developed world as well as the developing world. So water pollution is going to be a big problem. Somebody yesterday was talking about that even in England there were reported cases of untreated sewage being disposed of into, and many countries are disposing of untreated sewage into river and sea. So this is not just a problem of developing world or poor countries or low-income countries. Even the richest countries in the world are not able to afford the kind of high-tech solutions. So what is happening is that utilities are struggling and they would continue to have essential services, including safe drinking water, stormwater management, and wastewater management, some innovation. And innovation does not mean only innovation in technology. Innovation needs connection between technology, society, and economy. And I would say that that's what is the real challenge IWA thinks. And we have developed strategic programs, and I'm the program lead I have just moved 6 months ago to IWA. Before that, I have been in India, and I have worked on global policy advocacy. And I should tell you, in India, we had a colonial history of how utilities were trying to say that we have to move all the cities towards piped water supply system, piped sewer system. And we were not able to even have 60 years of independence. We were not able to have even a single city with 24/7 water supply. But in last 10 years, there have been a massive change in socio-economic and political agenda, and Catch the Rain has become a public campaign. Before we were British colony, we had a very good system of public involvement and rainwater harvesting system across different diverse agroclimatic regions. We have 32 different regions, and every region used to harvest its own water, and they had own techniques to harvest stormwater and rainwater. And now it has become a public campaign, and all the government funding goes towards Catch the Rain. And you can Google and find out, Government of India, Prime Minister has announced it's a public campaign where people are involved in every hour. It's not just the companies selling products, but it's the dedicated plan funds going. So IWA also has some learnings from similar campaigns across the world, from Asia, Africa, and Sri Lanka. There are 200,000 rainwater harvesting systems being made. And I think in one of the states, in Australia, there's a lot of work happening. So based on these learnings, we have developed 4 strategic programs. Digital water, which was talked about in this conference a lot. Then water and sanitation services, which are the prime focus of SDG goals. And then cities of future and basins of future. These are river basins of future and cities of future. They need to be seen integrated way. But because there are different players, we see that climate smart utilities is one of the core agenda which we want to push. And we want to also encourage that cities should be ranked, the utilities should be ranked. There's an aqua rating initiative which is there. And then we have developed water-wise principles, which I will take you through in my coming slides. Then there is an inclusive urban sanitation agenda. As we talked about water-wise cities, we actually forgot to incorporate sanitation into this. And sanitation is actually making us realize that we need to revise these principles. So we have 17 principles which were developed and released by IWA, which were endorsed by 32 cities globally, 70 plus IWA members, and 60 plus local authorities in France alone have in the past 2 years endorsed these principles. And these principles are basically a vision statement from IWA, where governance, knowledge and capacity, planning tools, and implementation tools have been put together in a very simplified language, not about the equations which were put together, were put in previous presentations. And also, I should admit here that we have started this discussion that we are trying to revisit these principles, and we are trying to put water and sanitation as an inner circle, the SDG goals 6.1 and 6.2 as an inner circle to the water-wise cities. And that is the exercise in the coming years we are going to take up. The first very set of water-wise principles is transforming water into productive resource. And IWA sees that all waters of a city are a resource. And we strongly are pushing for adaptive planning approach and opt for a no-regret actions. This is first set of principles which is guiding this entire movement of water-wise cities. The second is the water-sensitive urban design and planning. If we really look at the cities, there is a role which urban designers, planners, and other people, skill set people will have to be onboarded. There is a building in cities that embrace regenerative water systems, and also the urban runoff is a big challenge. So we will be talking about increased well-being of residents and minimizing the environmental impact. So this would mean that, frankly, if allowed to share with you that we have 8,000 members, but I would say not even 5% are urban designers, planners, or landscape architects in the members. So how would only, and it is largely dominated by mechanical engineers, civil engineers, or basically companies who are selling the pipes or digital solutions. We don't have this community represented at IWA as a community which needs to be engaged. So this very second set of principles, we would remain out of context if we really don't engage with other people in the water sector and we don't mainstream this. So the third set of principles is the basin connected city, where city fully accounts for the capacity and water usages within its basin, better resource sharing, reduced risk, and preserved water quality. This is a larger thing which looks beyond the city, looking outside the city and in the catchment level. And the last one is very important. I would like all of you to focus. IWA has got these principles endorsed, and I strongly believe that it is not just the actions of water-wise cities will be on technicians. It would be regulators, it will be decision makers, it would be citizens, and all play a role in the success of water-wise measures. So that is something which we want to, but certainly we will be revisiting these principles. We are adding in the center the SDG goal, which has not been there. Now talking about the key initiatives. We have 3 broad initiatives which are pushing this agenda for making water-wise cities. One is the digital water management. Another one is Earth observation technologies, the Prime Water Project, and the working group on nature-based solutions for water and sanitation. A quick 1 or 2 slides on each. The digital water program is basically a utility-driven, practitioner-based program where it acts as a catalyst for innovation, knowledge, and best practice, and it provides a platform to share experiences and consolidate the lessons to guide the natural evolution from business as usual to achieving a digital water utility. And quite a lot was talked about in this conference about digital twins and all those. I won't have to repeat about that. But the IWA vision is to facilitate the journey of the water industry towards digital uptake and integration of innovative solutions into water services. No doubt about that. IWA stands for that. And the value from digital technologies in water and wastewater technology is massive, that there would be shift and there would be smart devices, big data, and there will be potential financial savings. There's no doubt about that. However, one other important area is that we are also talking about state-of-the-art knowledge about earth observation technologies, modeling tools, increased situation analysis, because stormwater harvesting, rainwater harvesting is site-specific. It is not only just geographies and socio-economic context-specific, it is also site-specific. It would vary how you do stormwater harvesting, rainwater harvesting country to country. And it is not just the IWA is only for developed world or only for developing world. So these diverse contexts have to be taken care of with intelligent technology solutions. And we are trying to identify end user needs through this project. We are trying to reach out to the community of practice. And the Stormwater Poland and the Retinja as a group has shown, I have been following the work, what is done by Professor Pavel Leslar. And I see that there's a community of practice which is evolving in Poland. And there's a need that the experiences from Poland should be shared with other parts of the world, and experiences from other European countries could be shared to other parts of the world, and other countries who are actually, frankly, I would say many countries in the world are much ahead in stormwater harvesting and rainwater harvesting, but they may not be doing the way high-tech solutions you are doing, filtration system and membranes and all those things being used. But there is a learning opportunity from south to north and north to south, both ways. And I think every city has to cut cost and delivery of water. So we have set up a working group on nature-based solutions. About the working group, it is that we would be acting as a platform, bringing together different specialist groups. For example, there is a specialist group on rainwater harvesting. There is a specialist group on urban drainage. And there is a specialist group on small water and wastewater systems. Now, is there a need for 3 specialist groups within IWA? That would be one of the issues, and we will try to say that we would come out with a global trend report that what works, what doesn't work in nature-based solutions, and we are coming up with a special issue of IWA journals on blue-green systems. And I would invite all of you who have been working in this practice space, who are coming with products, who are coming with solutions to contribute to that journal, such that this knowledge sharing happens across the globe. And largely all our publications are open access now. IWA publications, books and journals are open access now. So as a vision, I would say IWA stands for reduce, reuse, and replenish. We follow a systems approach. And IWA sets the global agenda by linking research and practice, businesses and governments, hardware and humanities. And we are working towards that, and coming 3 years are going to be very challenging. We are going to use all our resources and channels to amplify this agenda, that it is not just a technical problem. It is a connection between society, economy, technology, different geographies, different socioeconomic contexts need to address. But one thing is very sure, that this is a complex problem, needs integrated solutions, and we need to be practice-oriented. We need to use bottom-up and adaptive approaches and use local as well as traditional knowledge. It's not just that we are talking about the super high-tech digital solutions. There is a traditional wisdom. People used to harvest historically rainwater. People know about how to do rainwater harvesting. We need to embed these things together. I think that is what IWA has this learnings to share at this platform. With this, I would stop here my presentation, and thank you very much for patient listening. Thank you very much.